Welcome to our YouTube. This week we're cutting wheat beans, and hope you enjoy. Like, share, and subscribe. So it's October 17th. We're about 2/3 of the way through harvest. We have 2 cornfields left. They were late. They were still wet. I think not this past Monday, but the Monday before. I hadn't checked them in a couple of weeks. We got started cutting beans and haven't gone back to the corn. So like about 1/3 of the crop, and so far harvest has been lots of ups and downs. We've had 2 different hurricanes come up through the Ohio and Mississippi River valleys. That's always a challenge for us here in the fall, is hurricanes. We're close enough to the Gulf, somewhere around 8 hours of driving, just close enough that the hurricanes hit here at a pretty good clip. Helene, for instance, dropped 7 inches of rain, and as you can imagine, 7 inches of rain slows harvest. That, along with just your typical harvest challenges like breakdowns and labor shortage. And the weak point that we have found on the X9 is the chopper gearbox, actually. We've had 3 X9s on this farm, and out of the 3, we've lost 6 chopper gearboxes. Overall, the X9 is a very solid machine, except for that gearbox. So we have found a short-term fix, which is shift the gearbox to low and never come out of low. As soon as we go to high and we cut high-yield beans, we ruin the gearbox. So for now, we're running the chopper in low. That's not what we really want to do. It doesn't chop our fodder up as fine as we would like it, but we don't have any choice. Other than that, harvest has been, on the combine, has been pretty good. Just minor stuff like guards and sections and small things like that. So nothing major besides chopper gearbox. The planters are planting right now. Actually, one's right over here on our left side. They're sowing cover crop. Our wheat crop is already in. We started around the 4th or 5th October and finished it yesterday. So spring wheat is in, cover crop is going in, and just progressing through harvest. Every harvest is a challenge. Most every farmer will agree with that, and I describe every harvest as challenging. Some are more challenging than others. We actually, I thought it was going to be a super wet harvest after the 2 hurricanes, but hey, we've been back into a month-long dry spell, or nearly a month now, of no rainfall, and it's back to full dust. So if we continue on this dry streak, I don't know if we'll be done by Halloween or not, but maybe shortly after. And that's normally as early as we ever get done. Usually here we'll harvest from mid-August until mid-November, and we may be a little earlier than that this time. So that's exciting for me. The yields here in Kentucky, if you look at Kentucky, the I-65 runs north to south through our state. Everything west of I-65 has been really good. I don't know if Kentucky has a record corn and bean crop on its hands west of 65, but it's probably going to be close. East of I-65, drought hit the state. And so if you're east of I-65, you're saying, hey, my corn or beans was nowhere near record. Yeah, so, our state's very variable. We have some people with stellar yields. This farm's been some of our best yields ever in certain fields. And then, if you get on the east side of the state, you've just been struck by drought, and everybody knows how that feels. So overall, yield's good here. The corn and beans have been equally good. I thought when I first got into the beans, they were going to be down a little bit, but I cut a field or 2 and got into a different variety and have had stellar bean yields. So can't complain about that. Everybody knows that the market has kind of fell out of bed, and that corn and beans are in a depressed cycle. What I always emphasize and what I stress people to do is, hey, get comfortable selling ahead of time. We had some pricing opportunities really early in this marketing year, and although they look bad compared to the year before, if you'd have sowed into those markets, you'd have been protected on this really down you know, late in the marketing year price that you would have to take if you don't have storage. For us, we try to forward contract a big part of our crop, everything we're comfortable with selling, and that's what we did. So we're in a good position where we have a good crop and we marketed it at a good level, and we'll have part of our crop that's unsold, but we'll wait into the spring of next season. We can't haul it that fast anyway, so we'll wait into next spring, or maybe even summer, to begin to sell that crop, and hopefully by that time we'll see some rebounding markets. And you know, what's made us successful here on this farm, or one of the things that has been the keys to our success, is marketing. I would challenge every one of you, if you don't have a marketer, to go and find one, a guy that can take the emotions out of it for you and just make disciplined sales. We actually use a couple different guys here, and it just helps us to make informed decisions and manage our risk. Every one of us that are in farming have a lot of risk out on the table, and anything we can do to mitigate that risk is what we're looking to do. So go out and buy you a quality marketer for your crop. And I know everybody's like, oh man, they're super expensive, but I promise it'll be the best money you ever spent. I try not to get very political on here, but I will talk about this one thing. The Farm Bill has stalled out in the Senate and in the House. And I know to non-farmers, it seems like it's not important, that it's only, its only focus is the farmer. But remember, there's a lot of people in this country that need a safety net that are below the poverty line. And that Farm Bill funds their food stamps and their WIC, which feeds their children. Right around 50% of the bill will go towards the American safety net. And but that safety net also extends to the American consumer. And the Farm Bill gives the farmer stability to know and to manage risk, to know that he's going to be okay to be able to borrow money for that crop year, to be to keep him and his family safe, so that in the chance of a failure of that crop, he'll still be able to feed his family with revenue that the government has kicked in through an insurance provider. And without that Farm Bill, it puts unneeded burdens, especially on young farmers that don't have capital, you know, on hand to be able to put their crop out. So talk to your legislatures and talk to your neighbors and let them know, hey, this American Farm Bill is important for not only farmers, but for the American consumer that depends on groceries being at the shelf each and every day. And the Farm Bill, you know, it encompasses the people that are growing vegetables all the way up to the people like us that are growing commodity style agriculture. It affects every one of us farmers. It most especially affects your small producers and your young farmers. And because of that reason, I ask you to go out and support your Farm Bill to your local legislatures and your neighbors, and tell them, hey, America's farmers deserve some clarity and some risk management for their farms. We hadn't had one since 2018 now, though. We've just been going on a reoccurring, you know, like where they just re-up the bill with another 6-month extension or whatever. So it's getting to the point, though, where a lot of the programs have run out of funding, especially for the young farmers. So if you're a young upcoming farmer, I don't even know, like, there's not much available to you right now. You know, like if you need assistance, I don't think you could get it, or it'd be very difficult to get. So we're standing here in front. This was a wheat field in June. We cut the wheat and are harvesting the beans out of it now. One of the challenges with the wheat beans is the actual straw that was left in the field. As you can see, he's pushing with the combine a little bit right now, and what happens is the moisture comes in on the ground. It makes the straw a little bit damp, and then it wants to push under the header. So it's one of the biggest challenges farming a double crop acre. And you know, he would say I would rather cut full season beans, but wheat's profitable for us, so Dad can just tough it out. Thanks for watching our YouTube, and we hope you enjoyed this week. Tune in next week as well, and like, share, and subscribe. I'm the corn guy. I love to grow corn. It's my favorite crop to grow, my favorite crop to harvest. It's my passion and my love. My dad is right the opposite. He hates corn and loves beans. And so a lot of times you'll see me on the combine during corn. You'll see him on the combine during beans. A lot of the reason is because he doesn't want to harvest corn. I personally don't want to harvest beans, so it's kind of funny.